Everybody. I'm in the classroom actually, so if you wanted to chat with me, you would need to click on the link that I posted earlier today. But I'm also sending this to Facebook so that you can see it. In case you're not in a place that you could join me in the classroom, I just wanted you to be able to check this out. I posted a sketch this morning for today's, we're on day 24 of my Simple Sketch Christmas. I almost had one every day. There's been a couple days that I missed them. And I thought, you know, the sketch doesn't quite get you to how we actually do the cards. So I thought I'd come in quick and give you a little how-to. So that's what this is. It really wasn't a planned class. It really wasn't scheduled for anything. And I know that we've been doing a lot of these lately. So check out the recording. It will definitely be recorded for later. And let me just give you a quick run through about what we're doing. So as always, you start with a sketch. Let me just do this because I don't want to detract you from the card, which this is, let me move you over. This is the card that I did using the sketch. Now, as always, you start with the sketch as your base, and then you kind of, you know, expand on it for yourself and make it a little bit different. You don't have to follow it exactly, but if you go with some of the measurements, it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so I've got my basics cut. I'm going to move my ribbon over. And this one's not going to be a Christmas one. This is going to be a thank you one, I think, which is what we're doing. If you've been seeing me posting all this information about the August 19th, August 19th is my all-day card making class, and we're doing different cards, not just A2s like this. We'll be doing a different card design each hour. Well, some take an hour and a half. And here's the first one. This is the Not Your Average Box card. And this card comes with a belly band on it. And when you slide it off, it's this cute little pizza box. And so this is class number 1. It's this cute little pizza box, and it will have 3 3x3 cards inside. Okay, so that's class number 1. So if you want to just come to the class, use your supplies, you don't need to buy anything else, you don't want to go shopping, then it's $40 to join the class. If you place, and that's all on my blog, if you place an order on my Stampin' Up! Site, a $125 order between now and August 19th, so you have time to figure out what you want and when you're going to do it, you get invited to this all-day event for free. That's my gift to you. Okay, so that's what's what, and that's what's going on. And please ask questions. If you see things posted and you wonder, what is she talking about? Drop me a note. I'm happy to fill you in. Or maybe I really didn't, or maybe I really messed up and I said it wrong. So always ask. Okay. So here's our, whoops, I moved this back away. This is our basic card. We're going to start with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I have that in the Whisper White. And then the next layer is this, which on my sketch is white, but in this card it's going to be the Daisy Delight, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. And then the top one is 3 3/4 by 5. All right. And you're thinking to yourself, well, that doesn't look like this. How do we get from this to this? Let me show you. Move my inks over a little bit, and I'm going to use the Label Me Pretty and the matching coordinating punch. We've used those before. They're just really cool. All right, there's our card. So first thing we're going to do is we've cut the basics, but now we're just going to grab our trimmer, and we're going to take this top one, and we just have to do, this is eyeballing. You just have to kind of look at it, and you're going to line this up so you're right in the track. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see it even better. Now I have to move this over to get it under the camera. Hold on. I want you to see how I'm lining up that point right there, and I'm going to do the same down on the bottom. I'm going to line this side so the point is right in the middle of the track, and it takes a little bit of doing to get it there, and then you're going to hold it, lay this down. Now, if you try and start with your trimmer blade up here, you can catch on that corner. It doesn't work really well. So just kind of get down in the middle and cut and cut. All right. So let me show you what that looks like and why we're going to do a little bit more. So if I take the card like this and I line this up like this and like this, doesn't really show me that kind of split in there that I wanted to see, right? Okay, so I'm going to take this. Here's my two pieces that I just cut, right? I'm going to take this and I'm just going to take it on a slight angle and I'm going to cut a little bit more off. And again, it's kind of an eyeball. All right, you can't do this wrong. I'm going to cut a little bit more off and I'm going to do the same on this side. I got to come down here because I don't want to start at the top. All right, so now I've made that space a little bit bigger. So now when I line these up this way and this way, you can see that my space is a little bit bigger. And now I can actually see the pattern paper behind it. Now, if I wanted an angle, I could do this kind of thing and bring these guys in a little and still get a really cool look. If you're using paper that is double-sided, you can also do this with it. I don't particularly like this pattern because it's a little too much for me. I like them this way. So when I get these the way I want them, I'm going to glue them down before I get too much further. I could also do this side. See, isn't that cool? And I could do this, get a totally different look. So I'm using my snail, and I'm just going to get this down where I want it. Okay. Then this way, now I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Commit to one side first. What is going on with you? Oh, it closed. And then I'm going to bring this one in. And now I kind of committed inappropriately, but we're going to cover this, so I can live with that. But I'm going to go like this. I'm going to be covering this section up here. You can see this is kind of, because I'm eyeballing it, I'm not cutting it perfectly straight. Hello, Susan. Alice. Hello, ladies. Okay, so now I'm ready to start with the top of my card. Now, in the sketch, I just showed you a 2.5 inch something. It's your element. You could use lots of little tiny things and cover them up. There are some really great designs that would look really cool on this. For example, I could use this happy birthday section. I was thinking of doing this with the circle in the middle or the thank you for caring. But this looks really cool too. That might look great on there. But so, and the reason I picked this punch is it gives you a good shape that kind of goes on here and isn't too much. If this is too many patterns for you and you're really super matchy-matchy, it's almost a little too much for me. But you could use your solid cardstock on the top, like I did this one, so that you don't have to get too many patterns going. I'm being brave here. I'm stepping out of the comfort zone. So I'm going to grab my punch, and the first thing I'm going to do is punch out this color, because I think that's what I want. So we're going to punch it. And I'm going to put that there. And you're thinking, well, geez, that's kind of blends right in. It doesn't really do much of anything. I can't really see it. Okay. Let me show you how to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to punch 2 out of the coordinating color. One. 2. Okay. Now you take your scissors and you're just going to cut in half. Okay. And then you're going to take the other one and cut it in half this way. There's lots of other ways you could do it, but for tonight, that's what we're doing. So now, when I take this, I'm going to line it up like this and like this. Let me actually do it. Okay, and then you're thinking, well, all right, but these edges don't look too exciting, right? That's okay, we've got these, remember? I'm going to take this, and I'm going to line this up here. And I'm going to take the same thing on the other side. And now I have a really great shadow to this punch, and it's really expanded it, right? So now I can pop this up here on the top. Now, I don't like the way this little corner is sticking out. It's going to annoy me. Since this is all, you know, I'm just figuring this out as I go, I'm just going to cut that off because I'm going to cover it with this. It's not going to show anyway. And I'd rather it be like that than have that little piece of yellow poking up there. Okay? All right, now I need to do what I'm going to stamp in the middle. So I don't want to attach this just yet. I'm going to move you right over here. And I'm going to do, and I can do 2 different things. If I like the idea, this stamp set has these great layers. If I like the idea of this, which is this one with the thank you for caring in the middle, I can do that. It's not going to show very, it's not going to show very well in this, on this one. So I'm going to have to do a little something to make it show a little bit better. Okay, little Belle, goodbye. Sorry. This dog thinks she wants to come every night and then she changes her mind halfway through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little white on top of this. So I'm going to first stamp that one, and I'm going to use some crushed curry. So I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to stamp that right there. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, you've got this glitch in the middle. I pushed a little hard, but I'm going to cover that glitch up so I don't need to freak out. Why did that happen? It happened because I'm using the red rubber stamp that already has its foam base to it, and I'm using my piercing pad that I need to use for the clear stamps, okay? And it's getting a measurement of how hard do you push. In my case, because I have a bumpy surface, my tiles on my countertop that I absolutely adore, I have to use the piercing pad if I want to get a good smooth surface. I'm actually looking at a couple other options to try, because one of the things I'm finding is I do this sometimes when I use the red rubber, I push a little too hard because I'm used to pushing the clear mount. You'll have to figure it out for your particular situation. If you're working on your flat desk, you don't need the foam pad when you're using these, because they've already got the foam built in, okay? All right, but I'm going to fix it. It's not going to hurt anything anyway. So now I'm going to do the thank you, and I'm going to use the Night of Navy, and I'm going to try not to push quite so hard this time. Oh, Kathy, I missed your question. I'm really sorry. Kathy Hill asked a question about the pizza box of a Thinlit. No, I'm going to give you the cutting file to do it. You're going to cut it with your trimmer. You're not going to need any dye, right? Super cool. Let's hope I have enough room on here when I do this. Okay, so now I have this, thank you for caring, is going to go in the middle of that die. All right, so let's get this stuff out of the way. We got a couple things to do. And then I'm gonna, if I had a circle punch, I could use it, but I don't, that size. So I'm gonna use my stitched circle, the smallest one from my layered stitched, what are they called? Stitched shapes, sorry. So we're gonna bring in Mr. Big Shot. Move everybody over. Pop you right there. And he's going to just go right around the circle. Okay? And then we're going to punch the other one out after. So we need to make sure we're nice and centered. Pop him through. Come on back. Okay, so there's my thank you. Now I'm done with this. And then I'm going to bring this guy over. Slide him in. And then this guy is going to cover up my boo-boo. He's going to go right there. All right. Okay. Now we're ready to put this on top of this. And I can, if I want this one to show, I could slide this down just a little, and then I'd get a shadow layer, which would look kind of cool. I'm also going to pop this up with some dimensionals. So you're going to see a little bit of that underneath anyway. And then I'm going to slide it off just a whisker. Okay, now you notice I haven't attached this to my paper yet because I'm going to add my ribbons. All right. So this is going to go here, and I'm going to come down just a little bit so that you can still see the, so that's what that's going to look like. I honestly like it just like that. I do. But wait, we still have our ribbons to add. So what I'm going to do with this, I did it in two. If you look at this one, I used a thinner ribbon here, and I needed some extra down here to show. I don't know if we need extra with this bigger, with this wider ribbon. So it's, instead of just looping it, I looped it and twisted it so it gets a little bit of dimension. And then I tuck it underneath. I want it to show a little bit at the top. Now, if this ribbon's a little different, so I'm going to try it like this and see if I like it better. This way. I think I do. It just takes playing with it till you get it the way you want it. Yeah, I don't think I need extras. And it's going to go like that. Now, I don't know if I want this up here because it's kind of sticking out the top of the card. So maybe I don't want this to show above it at all, although I did on this other, on the green one. But maybe I'm just going to do it like this and have this show with just the tails. I think I like that better for this look. Okay, so to do that, just cut your ribbon. And then I kind of like on a diagonal better. I could cut it in, but I like it like that, just simple. I'm going to flip you over and get some adhesive in here. Fold my ribbon and stick that down. Then, because I really want this to stick, I'm going to use some tear tape. I don't want any risk of this coming off. And it's holding a lot. It's kind of a heavy embellishment, literally. So it's just really taking a really basic card, but stepping it up a little bit. So you could use the same design for lots of different things. And then pop your ribbon on, and there you go. So same design, completely different looks from our sketch, right? So we start with this, and we end up with this look. Anybody have any questions? All good? All righty. You guys have a great night, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.